How is it going, friends? AB Rhombus here. And unfortunately this week I was not able to come up with a topic to talk about for our Vlog Time Friday. Now, it's not that I didn't want to, it's just I was really busy and unfortunately I didn't have the time to sit down and really think and plan out what I wanted to talk about and what I wanted to say. So this week I'm going to kind of do a mishmash, I guess is the phrase, of topics that are smaller, may not be huge discussion topics, but they're good topics to talk about nonetheless. And one of the topics is a little different. These don't really fit together at all, but you know, they're different topics that I really feel like would be good topics to talk about today. Interesting topics nonetheless. The first one will be a volunteer opportunity that I will be doing the day this takes place. So on the Friday that this video happens, I will be volunteering my time to a very special event. And that event is my area's high school Special Olympics. Now we are going to have a bunch of athletes. We had a bunch last year. And they are phenomenal athletes that have so much fun doing it. And they make volunteering the event so much fun. You know, this event really hits home for me because I have a cousin with Down syndrome, and you know, that's something that has always been around in my family. I've been around for a long time, and I find it really awesome that I can give back to something that means that much to me and help out kids that are in high school and help them have a day that's all about them. And I know a lot of them really, really look forward to it. I mean, I see kids get off the bus completely excited, like shaking with excitement. I mean, the events aren't huge. You know, we have like a softball throw, we have standing long jump, we have some races. I mean, just, you know, your basic stuff. And the fact that they get so excited over it is just so awesome. And it makes it so much fun. And I cannot wait to get to do it. I am so excited. So that's really the first thing I wanted to cover. I thought was very interesting. The next thing I wanted to cover, which I kind of talked about last episode, was I got a new mic setup. I love it. This has made my videos so much more clear. My voice comes through so much better. There isn't fan noise because I'm on a laptop, so my fan is literally constantly running. There's not any background noises, nothing, and it is perfect. And what I ended up having to do was I actually bought a standing mic stand and I got a shock mount, so I had to really figure out how to set this thing up to where it won't tip over because I rock the Blue Yeti. I've had the Blue Yeti for a couple years and it's a very heavy microphone, so I wouldn't even be able to do a desk stand if I wanted to because it would just be too heavy, and I believe it would probably break most desk mic stands. So I got the standing mic stand, and attached to that is my shock mount, and attached to my shock mount is my microphone, along with my pop filter. So that's a good solid 8 to 10 pounds of stuff attached to this mic stand, and it is standing up like a trooper. And another thing that I had to really struggle with is how to position it so it's not in the way. I tried kind of having it come over the shoulder on one side, but I can't make the top part of the stand too long or else it's heavy and tips over. So I played around with things and I finally got it to where it is underneath my armpit. So if I was rocking my mouse in my right hand and my keyboard on my left hand, it's coming up right underneath my right arm and it sits right under my mouth. So I could see the TV screen. It is close enough to my mouth where it doesn't sound too far away, and it's really working out. I'm really, really enjoying it, and I really find it to be a fantastic investment. And I hope it pays off in the long run, making the videos much more enjoyable for you guys. So if you've noticed a difference and you like the change, let me know in the comment section. I mean, it's pretty awesome. And also, while you're at it in the comment section, if you enjoy volunteering your time, please let me know what you like to volunteer about. You know, what are some of the volunteer opportunities you look forward to and really enjoy doing? You know, normally I'm a guy that would rather give his money than actually go and volunteer. And neither one is the wrong way of doing it. both things help people. Money helps people, and volunteering your time helps people, and it's just whoever's preference. And I find that volunteering my time is just not really up my alley. I'm kind of a shy guy, and it's hard at times. But that's okay. That's all right. You know, I found a couple volunteer opportunities that I enjoy. So now we talked about volunteering. We talked about the new mic setup. I think one of the things I've thought about a lot over the past few years is criminals and the elaborate, phenomenal things they do to get away with whatever they're trying to get away with is just fascinating to me. Like, people trying to get away with murder and all this good stuff. And I understand that some people have mental issues, that maybe that's what contributed to the way they acted in the crime that they committed. But other people just seems like they snap, and other people are just masterminds, right? Like these bank robbers or these people that really get into fraud. And I find it just absolutely fascinating. And the reason I find it absolutely fascinating is, why not use this genius that you're using to do crime and just use it for good instead? Just think of all these masterminds that got away with all these crimes, or maybe didn't get away with crimes, and maybe they just slipped up on something or got unlucky and got caught, whatever. What if all these people got together and tried doing good for the world? I know there's been stories in the past of, fraud type of people that end up trying to help catch other people committing fraud. They finally get caught, they go to jail, they do their time, and then they help the authorities catch these people. And it really blows my mind, because I just wonder how incredible of a place the world would be and how different it would be if these people use their talents for good instead of bad, or at least some of them. And I guess you can look at the other side of the coin too. There's a lot of geniuses that we've had, very intelligent people that did use their talents for good, and society benefited for it. They could have easily have used their talents for bad things in society. So I find this, whole moral genius type of thing really interesting, because a lot of people that commit crimes, it's really a product of the environment that they grew up in. And some people, they just do it for the thrill. It has nothing to do with the environment that they come in. They lived in a loving household. They had all the opportunities in the world to succeed, and they chose a different path. And one of the podcasts that I listen to that I find utterly fascinating, and if you haven't heard it, listen to it. Mike does a fantastic job with it, and that's Sword and Scale. Mike puts a lot of his time into that podcast, and some of the episodes that he's done are gruesome. Some of them are fascinating. Some of them make you scratch your head, and some of them just make you want to cry. And I think that's just the amazing thing about that podcast and series, is it gets into the head of these criminals, and it kind of helps you explain why they do what they do. Right or wrong, it helps you try to explain it. So if you haven't heard of Sword and Scale, get out there and check it out, because you're missing out. There's probably like 65, I think, episodes right around there. And it's definitely a binge listen. I find it actually better than Serial, and I love Serial. So if you like podcasts, that's definitely something you should check out. So I'm sitting here trying to think of something else I want to talk about, but I think, those are some really good topics that we covered. And I'm still kind of getting over the loss of our pet. That was really hard last week. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I hope that hit home for you guys, because that's really a hard thing to do. And I appreciate the support I've gotten since then. It's really nice of you guys. And as I debut this episode on a Friday, we are very, very close to getting 20 subscribers. I am absolutely excited for that. 20 is a milestone for me. I bet 25 would be a better milestone, but 20 nonetheless is an incredible milestone. And I find myself, well, not myself, but I find myself super lucky that I get to do this in my free time, that I have enough free time to do this, because I do thoroughly enjoy it. I have in the past spent a lot of time gaming by myself, and I find it really interesting to be able to game by myself and throw a mic in front of me and just go to town. And I know I've already got some awesome fans out there that watch a lot of my content and like it, and I really appreciate it. I've been able to connect with you guys on Twitter. I love connecting with you guys on Twitter. I'm always looking for people to talk to because it's a fantastic platform. So with that being said, I think I'm going to end this episode here. We talked about some interesting things. Please feel free to keep the discussion going below in the comment section. You know, if you like this video and you like the topics, please feel free to get that discussion going. And let me know your opinions on these subjects and your favorite charities, what you think about criminals, and what you think about my new mic setup. And if you like the video and you want to be a part of the Rhombus Rebellion and you're not a part of it yet, I'm sitting here wondering what's wrong with you. Click the subscribe button below and join the group because we'd love to have you. And if you really like the video, give it a thumbs up so it's easier for other people to find and they can join us in the discussion below. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for sticking in here with me, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.